So XRP has made some huge moves to the upside, and here you can see that we've actually made a move of, I believe it was over 10%, and yeah, in actual fact, even higher, so 12.5%. And as you guys know, I have been tracking a 5-wave move to the upside, where this is the wave 1, this is wave 2, wave 3, 4, and 5. And I set out the wave 5 target to sit within this range between $2.27 to $2.34. And here you can see that we ended up tapping into that region where we reached $2.33. And so it looks like this 5-wave move that I've been tracking is now complete. And of course, this 5th wave was also made up of 5 waves, where the 3rd wave ended up reaching this level at $2.22, which is this one here. And the wave 4 ended up reaching this level where we found support at the 200 DMA at $2.17. And then we saw that push to the upside to complete that 5th wave. And so, yeah, it will be interesting to see what structure is actually forming right now in terms of the macro, where this could actually make up either the W wave or a wave 1. Or alternatively, what could happen is, as opposed to this being a 5-wave move, instead what we could have is a double XY structure, where this would be the W wave, this would be the X wave, and this would be the Y wave. And then that W wave will be made up of 5 waves, and the Y wave will also be made up of 5 waves. And this is also known as a zigzag pattern. And so nevertheless, whether we have a 5-wave move or a double XY structure, what I'm looking at for right now is a retracement to the downside, where we could see a 50 to 80% retracement of this wave structure. So bringing in the fib tool to over here. And so we could see XRP reach anywhere between $1.95 to $2.11. So if I set out that next target, which would be within this range here, I will be looking at for this move to the downside and then a further push to the upside. And should that be the case, it will be interesting to see if we ended up actually bottoming out at this level at $1.90. And we see that continuation to the upside. And here you can also see that following this move to the upside, we've seen that retracement to the downside where we are currently finding support at the 50 EMA. And so in order for us to remain bullish, then of course we need to continue to hold this position and then continue to see that move to the upside where we continue to see high highs. And as you can see, smart money concept is indicating that we have a weak high. And so right now we are in bullish territory. And of course, we are also oversold on the stochastic RSI, at least on the hourly chart. And so I will be looking out for a reversal to the upside. And if this move is complete, then we could still be in a retracement. And this move here could make up the W wave. And then I'll be looking out for a move to the upside, followed by another push to the downside where we continue to see lower lows. And should that be the case, this move to the upside would typically be a 50 to 80% retracement of this wave structure. And so for the sake of the video, assuming that we ended up bottoming out, what we could see is XRP reach anywhere between $2.27 to $2.31 in the short term, and then we'll see a push to the downside to complete a double XR structure, like so. And so we could even potentially fail to find support at the 200 DMA. So if I go on the 4-hour chart, again, we are reaching the oversold conditions. And so again, it will be interesting to see if we continue to see high highs. And should that be the case, then we'll actually breach past this level, which has been indicated by Smart Money Concept as having a strong high. And that level sits at $2.34. And that will then trigger a breakout structure and a change of character on Smart Money Concept, which will then further confirm that we are on a bullish trend. And so that's the next move that I'll be looking at for also, in addition to this one here, where we see a further push to the upside, followed by another push to the downside, where we then tap into this region. And if we do continue to see high highs, then it's possible that we have a WXY structure that's forming. And so very quickly, if I use the fib tool once again, and bring that to over here. And so, yeah, if we continue to see high highs, then it's possible that we can actually reach anywhere between $2.42 to $2.51. And then I'll be looking at for that retracement to the downside, followed by another push to the upside, where we could then even potentially tap into this region here that I set out in previous videos. And so, yeah, that's just my update on XRP. Hopefully you found it useful. And if you did, then feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.